Welcome to the LA County Math Field Day Proctor training video. I'm your host and coordinator of this event, Anthony Kwan. Thank you for serving in this position, as we would not be able to execute this student event without your assistance. We rely on your volunteerism in making this a special opportunity for your students. Let's begin. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at any time. In this proctor training video, we will cover the following: the major duty of the proctors, who's able to serve in this role, what you'll need to do before, during, and after, as well as some tips and tools in the form of do's and don'ts. As a proctor, the main duty is to maintain classroom management as well as supervising each round of this competition. Your duties will also include preparing the room, checking and then distributing the necessary materials to students per round. Due to the nature of this competition, and because you are alone with students, we only allow individuals who are credentialed to serve as proctors. You have been trained with classroom management techniques, as well as having the experience of working with large numbers of students in a classroom. We also want to ensure that students are safe and know that each adult in the room are there to care for all students. To those of you new to Math Field Day, and as a general reminder, there are 3 rounds of competition, each lasting 30 minutes. Students will not need to bring any materials into the room other than a water bottle. Calculators are usually not necessary, though will be made available by the county office if the use of a calculator is warranted. Only authorized personnel will be allowed in the room. These include any LACO staff, the teamwork scoring judge, or any of the other event organizers or partners. Once you enter the room with your proctor team, please locate the class phone, take note of the important extensions or emergency numbers. More importantly, please be sure you are communicating with your proctor partners. More about proctor partners in a moment. Once you arrive, check in with the district coordinator and your team. Please escort them to the General Assembly. This may be the gym, auditorium, or other large gathering space. Be sure you consult your map locating your coaching materials packet. Once you drop off your students, immediately head to the proctor training room where you will meet with your proctor team. Your proctor team information will also be in your coaching packet materials. The proctor room will be supervised by our own LACO staff. They will assist you in finding your team as well as your materials. They may also provide additional information or reminders. Once you meet with your proctor team, please have a quick discussion of who will be the lead room proctor. Each proctor team is roughly made up of 2 to 3 educators. Once that has been decided, check your proctor materials. You should have a proctor packet containing pencils, a pouch of general supplies such as paper clips and pens, 3 sets of folders: conceptual understanding, problem solving, computational and procedural skills. Each set will contain the task, 1 task per team, answer sheet, 1 packet per team, and possibly an empty folder for scratch paper. Please check to see that you have a set of manipulatives. Either the conceptual understanding or the problem solving will use these manipulatives. You may also have some shields, which are some dividers that you may be using when it comes to round 3 for the individual event. Once you have been given the green light to report to your classroom, immediately snap a photo of the room. You will be moving furniture around, and you want to be sure that you return the room to its original location. Once you have the photos, please begin to set up for collaborative groupings. Make sure you provide enough space between times. Remember, the collaborative groupings are 4 students per team. Other reminders: be sure you know the schedule, so we want you to start and stop on time. Students should not be allowed in the room until your team is ready. You will also want to discuss how you'll want to signal students the time that is left. Therefore, consider a warning system on a board, verbal, etc. 15-minute warning, 5-minute warnings. Please decide and discuss how that's going to take place. Speaking of schedule, the competition begins with conceptual understanding, then problem solving, and then finally ending with computational procedural skills. Should there be timing issues, let the organizers know and we'll come up with a plan of action. Other things to be sure you do: Prepare the materials once the room is set up. Separate the 3 sets of folders so that you know which set will be used first. Again, you will want to make sure that you have enough tasks and answer sheets for each team, not students. These will usually be coded with their team number on the front of each document, such as 401, 402, representing 4th grade team 1, 4th grade team 2, etc. All of this need to be done before the start of round 1. Go ahead and start prepping for round 1 by placing the task at each cooperative group setting. Same with the answer sheets. You will also want to set out pencils. Oh, and take note if there's a pencil sharpener, though we'll be sure to provide you with extra pencils should any of these pencils break. Once you're ready, let students into the room. Feel free to direct them to their seats and just know which teams are in your room. Welcome them and then explain the rules during each round. So please make sure that students are expected to be talking to each other. Teamwork scoring judge will be entering the room, so don't interrupt them when they come in. Announce that there are the 15-minute warning, 5-minute warning, or some other kind of warning system. And then at the end of each round, collect all the documents and place them in the appropriate folders. And then be ready for volunteers to collect folder sets or send one of your partners to the scoring room. You will have a few minutes to set up for round 2. Some Proctor teams have asked students to wait outside, which is a good time for them to use the restroom as well as yourself to set up for the next round. The process is similar, if not the same as in round 1. The only difference is when those manipulatives are going to be used. At the conclusion of round 2, students are directed to take their extended break. They should go report to their team check-in location for snacks, use restrooms, etc. This is your time to take a quick break, but immediately set up for round 3. This requires you to move furniture into the traditional class arrangement of rows and columns. You will need to set out the coded task and scantrons, pencils too, very important. Please note again that the tasks are coded similarly to round 1 and 2 with the addition of letters. For instance, 401A, 401B, and so on. This means that there should be enough tasks and scantrons for each student in the room. They will not be sharing any materials. When round 3 begins, students should be fairly quiet, though some students may want to read their items out loud. That'll be up to your Proctor team if you allow it or not. Additionally, just like the other rounds, you should not provide any strategies, hints, explanations, or definitions. Students will generally not need scratch paper for this round, though it will be made available. Students are allowed to write on their tasks to work out problems. Once the student is done, they should turn everything over and sit quietly until the conclusion of the round. Once time is up, one of the proctors should escort students to the STEM festival area, then return to the classroom to help with cleanup. Remaining proctor begins to collect and organize the documents. Again, start cleaning up the room, return furniture to their original locations, positions, and then walk the remaining folder sets to the scoring room. Proctors are then released to the STEM festival to assist with supervision and take their final break before the awards ceremony. This concludes the Proctor training video. Should you have any further questions or concerns, please contact us directly. Thank you.